Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Illinois is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to all the witnesses here today, to Commissioner Slaughter for also being here to observe the proceedings. As usual, so far in this hearing, it looks like my colleagues, the Republican side of this panel, is here to champion corporate interests over workers and consumers. Today, their obedience is making them argue against even reasonable regulation of the AI industry. While not surprising, it's still incredible to see them making these claims with a straight face, given everything that's going on. Let's start with the fact that the Trump administration and its billionaire overlord, Elon Musk, are weaponizing AI to carry out their lawless and unpopular agenda. They're using AI to arbitrarily surveil students, expand the power of DHS and ICE, and gut federal agencies. In the hands of billionaires and authoritarians like Musk and Trump, AI is a loaded gun waiting to be used on immigrants, workers, and consumers. This is exactly why it's absurd to oppose common sense regulation of the AI industry. Let's talk about what that common sense could be. It's also absurd because we know what happens when we don't enforce antitrust and consumer protection laws against technology companies. As my colleagues have pointed out, the failure to apply these laws to big tech companies at the dawn of the social media age has led to the dominance of these companies, which has routinely abused workers, exploit consumers, and deployed their technology to expand surveillance and trample on privacy rights. That is the consequence of inaction. We must learn that from our mistakes, and we must prioritize workers and consumers over corporate profits. So let's talk about what that looks like. Commissioner Bedoya, thank you for being here today. I stand in solidarity with you as you face Donald Trump's illegal efforts to fire you and Commissioner Slaughter. But can you talk about the competition between AI, if it exists, and workers, and the implications for labor rights?
Sure. So, I was down in Biola Battery, Alabama, a couple months ago, and there was a case from Pascagoula, which is right near there, of a call center worker who had a high school diploma, a single mom, and she had been able to take this job and find the middle class. She bought a house, nice neighborhood, great schools. And what was starting to happen is that there was this AI transcript that was being generated of her calls, but it was wrong. You know, people on the Gulf, you know, my wife's from Louisiana, have a different cadence, different accent slightly. And the AI-generated transcript was failing, and she would get docked for those errors. And one of the things she openly wondered was, because there was also other software operating that the workers thought was going to be used to replace them. She openly wondered, am I training my replacement? So these are the kinds of folks who may be hurt by these efforts to scan, track, surveil, swallow up all this data about people working really important jobs that might be used to replace them.
Thank you for sharing that. And from based on your work at the Federal Trade Commission, what kinds of protections do you think are needed for workers if Congress were to act?
So I've already mentioned the need for a workplace privacy law. The other thing we urgently need, in my personal view, is some kind of guardrails against automated management. Increasingly, you're seeing allegations that people are getting fired automatically on the job because of the way they were tracked. Maybe it thought that they were just loafing around when they were actually going to the bathroom, when they were actually repairing the machinery on the warehouse floor. You also see instances where people are increasingly having their emotions analyzed on the job. This is another call center example. There was an AI that set off this emotion distress alarm anytime the caller at the end of the line started laughing. And so you have technology that doesn't work as well as people think it does, being used to fire people, dock their pay, and there need to be guardrails around that kind of conduct. Labor unions have often succeeded in putting those protections in place, but I think everyone needs those kinds of protections, not just folks who are lucky enough to be in a union.
Thank you, and my time is exhausted, Mr. Chairman. Before I turn it back, I seek unanimous consent to submit an article entitled, thank you, Open AI Peels Back ChatGPT Safeguards Around Image Creation.
Without objection.
Yield
Gentleman yields back.